Hello there, fellow chess players. This is Craig Marr on a sunny Berkeley afternoon with my student Caven Reese. Who are you playing, Caven?
His name is Gasparian. He's rated 1996. He's pretty young. I don't know if he's a middle schooler. It was in Los Angeles this past Thanksgiving weekend. It was the 4th round. It was played on November 26, 2021.
Okay, and you had black.
Yes.
And this game was played in LA.
Yes.
Okay, and what was the opening?
Okay, well...
E4, yeah, and as expected, so it's a French. Oh no, people are playing this. I don't understand that move. Can't you play like pawn takes pawn, bishop takes pawn, knight f6 or something like that?
That's right. That's exactly what I played because he told me this before.
Now I'm kind of concerned about this move.
Yeah, that's what he played.
So this appears to be some kind of trick opening that's not normal.
So
yeah, go ahead.
I talked with Kofi. He said I was supposed to play C5.
C5 looks logical.
But I played this.
Oh no, Kevin! Now we're in a Caro-Kann with this guy having, some problems. But nevertheless, you can fianchetto that bishop. But you're gonna that C6 move. Kofi is correct. This is got to be the move. C5 has got to be the move here. This I don't know. It's just it locks in your bishop.
So you're saying maybe in the long run I would do something like this?
You're gonna have to play it kind of like a Caro-Kann now.
But the Caro-Kann, normally I get the bishop.
Yeah, normally, but you have this bishop stuck inside here. So black has a bad bishop, and it's not clear how he's going to get it out.
Okay.
Although the rest of the pieces, this piece comes out, this piece comes out, everything comes out except this piece. Maybe you're going to have to fianchetto the bishop. But anyway, white has an advantage so far. Okay. Now that's a good developing move. White is preparing to castle. And now you have a choice here or here. Okay, now you're delaying the development of this piece.
Yeah, Kofi thought I should have played here right away, I think.
Yeah, might as well just come out bishop d6.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
But I didn't realize it was important. And no, he castled.
Okay, castles is good. Now you gotta think about your bishop.
Yeah, I played it here.
Okay, not bad. Maybe this is more active.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think
because he can maybe take over this diagonal.
Yeah, that's what he did, and it was probably.
This is uncomfortable. These bishops coming down on you.
I played this.
Okay. Now he has a choice of here, or maybe here. So I'm not sure. I don't see anything wrong with just going back here.
That's what he did.
Okay.
But I thought I would try to prove him wrong by all
look at this. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a little bit. It's optimistic because eventually you're going to have to castle, possibly on the king side.
Well,
and you're going to have to justify this move, which you may be able to do.
I was hoping to castle queen side, I guess.
Now he can simply, play something like this. Obviously, if he goes here, bishop takes pawn, right? So this looks like.
Yeah, he played a3, and I played.
Ooh, boy. I don't know, Caven. That's these are moves that a lot of times you can play in the French. G5 is one of my favorite moves in the French. But here we kind of have sort of a little bit of a Caro-Kann. Nevertheless, this is very interesting setup you have here.
All right.
And the reason that black may justify this is because the king is stuck in the center, but nevertheless there are no open files right now. So the attack on the wing seems to be fairly justified. And now, you're also putting him a little bit on the defensive. C4 looks right to me.
Yeah.
To get central action going.
And I just came back this way.
Interesting. This is possible. This is coming. Well,
Kofi was interested in this, but
no, I think maybe you want to keep this in reserve at all times, because I'm not sure whether. See, when you push here, you're kind of
yeah, that's why
giving up on this break. So I would keep these in tandem for a while.
Yeah. He did kind of a weird move. He played here.
Well, no, the fact is that he wants to move the knight because the bishop's under attack, but this is the only square. Can't go here, can't go here, can't go here, so this makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Now he's trying to bust it open with d5.
We didn't even realize that. It was just like, it seemed like a goofy development.
Well, here I would also be thinking about, can I sack a pawn here?
I didn't do it.
Takes.
That's what I did that, but
and then you have this file as compensation.
I did that later, but my concept was I got to try to castle queenside. So I didn't want to do that until I was at least closer to castling queenside. So I thought, well, this his pawn is not protected. And he played this.
Now that move I don't understand one bit.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure out
why
that.
Can't you just take that pawn?
I decided not to because if I take the pawn, the rook, and I realized the rook comes to a2. So then I'm tempo, I come back, and now he's made a useful move with his rook that he could have a second rank defense. And maybe I should have took it, but instead I watched this earlier game and he sacked the d pawn, and it was no structural weaknesses for black, and then it was in a Grand Prix attack, and then he did the f5 thematic sack, and he totally won that game. So I felt like he wanted to open the B file if I'm gonna castle queenside and give me a problem. So
well. Yeah, his move makes sense because if you take that pawn and your king ends up castling queenside, you're castling right into an open file.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of.
But I believe that you can probably take that pawn. And the real question in my mind for black is, where's my king going? Where's my king most safe? And it appears to me that this might be the place for the king to go. Kind of a Fallujah type setup here where, you know, the great number 3 player in the world, Ali Fallujah likes
how do you
to
spell that?
Firo Fallujah. He likes to put his king in peril, and where his pawns are advanced in front of his king. So to me, maybe if your king is seeking safety, king f8 is maybe the way to go, and then maybe I would take that pawn, because maybe you shouldn't be castling queenside. So that's the way I look at it. Your king is not going to be safe on the queen side because these pawns are.
He's getting.
And look at the bishops heading right toward your king. This might be a safe square to go.
I went ahead with the sack you mentioned.
Okay, I kind of like that because, you know, if this file opens, takes.
Yeah.
Did he take?
Yeah, he took it off.
Okay.
And
now this is not bad because in compensation you have the file and you have the 2 bishops.
And I was hoping he would play this, because this, and now he can't protect the D pawn, and the C pawn's hanging.
Oh, okay. This is very strong for black, yes.
But he was too smart. He did. This is not. He went back to D1.
Now you have compensation here.
Yeah.
Now in this position, you can still take that pawn over there.
Oh, yeah. But the thing about this sack is that I got rid of a knight, so now I can develop my bishop. And the bishop's not stopping me from casting. Maybe it's dangerous, but
Now I think another major problem for black is you have to figure how can I get my queen over to the file somehow, you know?
Yeah.
Cross country maybe.
So maybe instead of bishop d7, maybe I should have played this.
Well, yeah, now, you know, you still have compensation in the end games. You have two bishops, so. Or you could, you know, think about coming this way, queen g5 and queen h6, and then he's going to have to play f3, you know?
Yeah.
Okay,
but what happened
bishop
here?
d7 is a developing move.
Yeah, but what happened here is he played this.
Okay, now, you know, it's kind of hard to say where your king should go because it doesn't have shelter. It's probably safest where it is, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of strange. But now you gotta always think about, okay, where is my play? Where's my play?
Yeah, I wanted to get both rooks in the
Well, you might play a5 here, you know?
I'm glad you're saying that, because that's exactly what I do.
You did play that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the other problem is c5 is good, I think.
I was expecting to do that or something. You could play, well, I was thinking about b5, but I went a pawn.
I'm thinking c5,
Yeah.
where's your queen going?
But then my knight has a square. Queen could just go back. He has to go back here.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. Let's connect to that.
Okay, so I like a5. Very, very sharp way to play. You know?
Okay. Right there.
Knight a4, knight on the rim. Okay, what do you think about knight on the rim is dim?
Yeah, that's what
Is that true?
Could be, but he's.
It could be true in some cases, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, you went all the way back.
Where else? Now he finally got going.
He's developed.
But he sacked a pawn.
Okay, the only problem is, again, how am I going to get double up power up over here?
Well, I took the pawn.
You took that pawn.
Yeah.
Okay, why did you do that? Well, you could also follow up with b5, maybe. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't see that. He hung a pawn.
Yeah.
Well, you know, in this case, I think black is just doing fine here, you know? You're even material. You have the two bishops. Well, this one.
But something funny happened after this.
And your king, you know, king looks relatively safe, you know? Uh-oh, now that's what I didn't see. He has, you know, he's going to get your b pawn, isn't he?
Well, I tried to stop it.
Queen b3 or something.
Yeah.
Queen here?
Right.
You don't want to do that.
Queen f3. That's more aggressive.
Yeah.
Now it's getting exciting here.
Yeah, I don't know if you're gonna like the next move or not. I can do this.
Did you do that?
Yeah.
Whoa! See, this is getting interesting now because, you know, now, you know, you have your rooks connected finally. And now you could have good file action. You could even trade off, but you would lose a piece if you went here. So it's getting very interesting at this point.
Well, I could take a knight and go there. I guess.
Well, yeah. I don't like him coming and winning the b pawn, but ooh, now it's getting interesting. Yeah, now your king's exposed. That's a powerful shot.
Maybe I should play this.
Yeah, let's see here. There's no real direct threat, though.
Well, it's this.
It's not a threat to me.
Because take, then they take that.
Well, no, what I'm thinking of in this position is
This
is a critical position for black, where you have to make important decisions. I see. This is hanging. Okay. Yeah. This is trouble, man.
I made the first move pretty quickly because they thought opening the bishop had to be good, so I took the pawn.
Did you take this way?
Yeah.
And
then the next move, I thought for 12 minutes.
Oh, this is getting pretty dicey, man. Well, can you take, maybe? Can you take knight takes?
I think the problem with that is the trade every. This is maybe hanging. I can take the pawn.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
I decided to take this because I realized after this is being held by this.
Yeah.
So maybe I can solve that problem. So I decided to take that after thinking for 12 minutes.
How did he recapture?
He just simply recaptured.
Well, now it looks like you're in critical shape here. Now, can you just keep recapturing, maybe?
That's what I decided to do. I took here. But he didn't go. I thought he was just going to wholesale it. I was concerned about the position after trading everything on d5 because he can take this with. I mean, this is here. He can check me here. I wasn't. It seemed pretty uncomfortable. But maybe I'm okay. I don't know. But he didn't do any of that up here.
Well, yeah, it's kind of getting real messy now. You're a pawn up, but your king, your king is always under heavy fire here. Yeah, I have to say that white is better because your king is under heavy attack.
This is picture image. Should kick the knight.
Well, this is a position you badly really want to trade queens, but he's got. Okay, folks. The little button, the little timer told me that time is up. So we have this position with Caven really defending a very difficult middle game. And I think Caven went on to lose this game, right?
Yeah.
Okay.